Hello, my name is Dr. Delcina Beanburrows. Welcome to the College of Natural Health Sciences Bermuda mini seminar Tools for Effective Self-Management series. This particular mini course is entitled Perspectives on Time, and at the end of this presentation, you will learn how you can obtain continuing education credit for this free mini course. We are very happy to welcome you and we hope you enjoy. The many objectives for this course are, at the end of this lecture, you will be able to provide an operational definition of time from the perspective of goal setting and personal development. You will be able to describe components of time measurement and use these measurements to assess your present state of being. You will be able to identify areas of your whole person that require more attention for personal development, and you'll be able to set realistic and achievable goals for your present and immediate future. We begin with a definition of time. The first definition defines time as the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future, regarded as a whole. In other words, time is a continuum. You've all heard the phrase, travel through space and time. The second definition is time is a point of time as measured in hours and minutes past midnight or noon. For example, the time is 9:30. Four specific reference words come to mind when we think of describing time. The first is temporal. It's a measurement of time within a span of space, events, and occurrences. The second is spatial, and it's relating to, occupying, or having the character of space, relating to, or involved in the perception of relationships as of objects in space, tests of spatial ability, and spatial memory. The word continuum refers to a continuous sequence in which adjacent elements are not perceptibly different from each other, although the extremes are quite distinct. So you have one end of a continuum and another, and they are separated, the ends are separated by way of time and space, if you will, temporal and spatial. Also, the word continuity comes to mind when we think of describing time. Continuity is the unbroken and consistent existence or operation of something over a period of time. It's the maintenance of continuous action and self-consistent detail in the various scenes of a movie or broadcast per se. So there is continuity from one scene to the next, from one moment to the next. The events continue to occur. When we use reference words to describe the measurement of time, we first begin with the basic unit of time, according to the International System of Units, and that would be the second. We know that seconds make up minutes, and a minute is considered to be a period of 60 seconds. An hour, we know, is 60 minutes. A day is a period of 24 hours as a unit of time reckoned from one midnight to the next, or corresponding to a rotation of the Earth on its axis. So it is known or commonly accepted that the Earth takes a full 24 hours to rotate on its axis so taking you from one day to the next. A week is a period of 7 days. A month is really a period of 28 days or 4 weeks. But we also know that what is accepted to be what people would refer to as a business or a calendar month can vary between 30 days or 31 days. As we know, some months have 30 days in them and some months have 31, with February being the only month that has 28 days except for leap years, which it has 29 days. A year is a period of 365 days, or it can be described as 52 weeks, or it can be described as 12 months. A decade is a period of 10 years, while a score is a period of 20 years, or 2 decades, if you will. A century is a period of 100 years. We talked about time as being a continuum. So let's now consider time in the context of the past. What is the past? The past is time gone by. We can use the past to reflect on accomplishments, experiences, relationships. We can let go of or reframe painful memories, unmet goals, or fears. This is an exercise to become empowered from the past. Let's talk about the present. The present is the here and now. We can use the present to take stock of our skill sets, our resources, our networks, and our time in terms of our age. We can manage all resources efficiently in the present. We can cut out bad habits that waste our time, and we can prepare for the future by acquiring skills and resources. This is an exercise in taking control of your present circumstances. Let's talk about the future. What is the future? The future is a more than likely time period that is yet to occur. We can use the future to pre-position or prepare ourselves to act and respond successfully when the future arrives. We can anticipate the future by staying 1 to 2 steps ahead of what is expected. We can predict the future sometimes by knowing past histories of events and occurrences. This is an exercise of self-empowerment to manage stress and adversity when it occurs. It is vitally important that we view ourselves as a whole person within the context of time. When we think of ourselves developing, we think of ourselves developing in 7 specific areas: the physical person, the emotional person, the social person, the intellectual person, the artistical person, the occupational person, and the spiritual person. Many of the areas in our lives may indeed overlap. For example, a musician by trade is fulfilling the occupational as well as the artistical aspects of his whole person, or her. You can say her as well. Also, the priest, for example, who works as a priest for a living, he is fulfilling the spiritual aspect of himself as well as the occupational aspect of himself. But we must continue to think of ways that we can develop in each area of our lives as a whole and continuous being that makes progress along the life journey. Now that we have a better understanding and appreciation of the continuum of time, it is now time to establish goals for self-development. We must first set realistic goals for our whole person continually, and we must work the plan in order to achieve the goals. So it's not enough to merely say that we have goals or to set goals and then not attempt to achieve them. We actually have to put into practice, see what works, see what doesn't work, add, subtract, multiply, whatever it is we have to do to achieve our goals that we have set for ourselves that are realistic and achievable. We must establish benchmarks according to the continuum of time. In other words, what we'd like to achieve within a day, within a month, within a week, within a year. It's important to know where we are in terms of our time continuum so that we can assess whether or not we are making real progress. We have to also manage our expectations by understanding the goals and knowing where we are on the timeline of achieving the goals at any given moment. So if there is an expectation that you set for yourself, let's say you're working on learning a new skill, you would give yourself a realistic time period in which you would hope to achieve that goal or hope to achieve or acquire those skills. And then when you get to that point in time, you'll be able to assess how far away or whether or not you've achieved it. Also, that's one of the things that's very important is that we reward ourselves whenever we achieve the goals, and we must immediately establish new goals. And this helps to ward off stagnation, and it helps us to continually develop and learn and enjoy and find all the things that are so worthwhile and worth achieving in life. We must take stock of our resources. And it might surprise some of you to know that, we all actually do have resources. It seems as though sometimes, depending on your situation, it may seem as though you don't have the resources that you need. But you'll be surprised sometimes if you actually just take the time to sit down and really think about what some of your resources are in terms of friends, family, possessions, things that you have to your disposal. And this is no matter where you are in life, no matter what your present situation is. We actually all have resources. So we must first make a list of what our current resources are and our networks so that we can identify those things that will be able to help us achieve our goals. We have to determine what resources are needed immediately, intermediately, which would be in the short-term future, and futuristically, the long-term future. Once you identify these things, you need to identify a plan of action for acquiring the resources that you do not presently have but will require in order to achieve your goals. You should not be afraid to ask trusted sources for help. And I think this is where many times we as humans can sometimes do ourselves a disservice is that we don't always ask for help when we need to, because sometimes we see it as a sign of weakness. But in actual fact, it's not. It's really just a demonstration of how we are all human and we are social beings and we need one another. So don't be afraid to ask a trusted source for help when you need it. You must also encourage yourself with positive self-talk on a daily basis as you continue to work your plan to achieve your goals. And when I say encourage yourself with positive self-talk on a daily basis, sometimes we're surrounded by so much negativity. The negativity can be from within. We can beat ourselves up about things that we did do um, that were not helpful or beneficial or maybe even harmful to ourselves and others. Um, or sometimes it comes from outside of ourselves where people are telling us things that are not good about ourselves, and then we start to believe them. But the thing is, we can certainly turn around negative thoughts and turn them into positive ones, really with the drop of a hat. And so this is going to be a very important part of developing one's whole self as we go forward, is developing the idea that in my mind, I know I can achieve, I know I can live a worthwhile life, I know I can do better than what I've done before, and I know I can continually learn as long as I'm living. And so we can encourage ourselves with these words on a daily basis, and this will go a long way to helping us achieve our goals. Congratulations, you have just completed this free mini course. If you would like to receive a continuing education credit certificate for this course, you may email your request for the short exam as well as the course evaluation form to admin@collegenhsbda.com and just complete the short quiz. It's not very long at all. And it's nothing to stress about, trust me. As well as the course evaluation form, just giving us some feedback in terms of whether or not you found this to be a helpful exercise. And of course, if you achieve a score of 80% or higher, you will automatically get the certificate. And as I had mentioned earlier, this is all free. So we are very happy to be able to offer the tools for self-development, effective self-development series. So look for other courses, short courses just like this to become available. They will be posted on our YouTube channel. And whenever you see them, feel free to take them, the ones that are free. And also, if you would like any additional information about the College of Natural Health Sciences, you can go to our website at collegenhsbda.com. Thank you once again for viewing this presentation. Remember to use your time wisely. The College of Natural Health Sciences Bermuda is internationally accredited by the American Association of Drugless Practitioners.